What up, my people? What up, what up, what up? Yo. And we're live. What up, my people? All right. All right. What up, what up, what up? All right. So we are live, my friends. We are live, live, live. All the way. And not only are we live, I have my friends, my people, to the screen. We are here at. All right. So we're here at Thank You Miami, Little Havana. If you haven't been to Little Havana, or to Thank You Miami, you need to get your ass over here. Honestly, what are you doing with yourself? The only problem I'm having with this screen right now, is hmm, what up, Dre? What up, Rabbits? Where y'all at? Alright, so we're about to get started. If you're tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. All that noise cannot go fast. You imagine. Can you believe it? Okay, yeah. Oh, wait. So we're gonna get the windows fixed. Yeah? No, we're ready. We're ready. We're ready. Yeah. If we could just go this one only, we're good. Yeah. So if y'all don't know, there you go. That's the man, the legend, the man himself. All right. So, right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna stay like this. Sorry, guys, on the feed, it's gonna be like this. See, se pone, así se. You know what I mean? Thank you, I guess, boy. All right. So you can't see too well, but go ahead, try to test it. Test it. One, two, three. Uno, dos. What up, my people? What up? What up? What up? El Senor Rabbits. What up,
Assad
Rabbits?
Morales.
How you guys doing?
Sad Morales. So, you know what? We did have you on the show. Long time. One of the first shows. Yeah, he was on the show.
No, he was.
You sure?
We've been trying to get him on the show for quite some
Bro,
Maybe my evil twin.
you know what it is? It's you look so familiar.
I
Like
got
I
one of
look
those
at you in
faces.
the eyes,
I know we've seen each other before.
but I don't know where we've run
Yes.
into each other, something. But we've had a conversation
Yeah.
aside from 305 radio.
You know the it's very like that. Am I speaking? Yeah, there we go. All right. So am I going
You
in with
good?
this?
You good? Yeah.
So
you good.
it's really funny because anytime that I bump into somebody, I'm always like, dude, I know you from somewhere, and it's either one of two things: Miami, Kendall, or Dallas. And it's one of those
Kendall.
things.
Facts.
West Kendall be like that.
What up, Kendall? Shout out
One
Kendall.
time for West Kendall.
West Kendall. Shit.
Yes, yes, sir.
Damn. So, Mr. Rabbits, welcome to the show. Welcome to 305 Radio, my friend. It's a pleasure to finally have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Jay's got a better memory than I.
You know, here at the lovely
Ah, thank you, Miami.
So we chose Assad Morales, who is a full-blown Miami artist, tattoo
So what's the
artist,
big
among
one?
so many things. Well, because he does so many things. He's not just one type of artist. He dabbles in different types of art, visuals, and sorts of things. But we thought it would be a great idea to bring him over to Thank You Miami for our live stream of 305 Radio, a Miami podcast for Taco Tuesday because not only are you super Miami,
Yeah.
but
Slide down this way.
You-
Slide down
This way.
this way.
All right.
Are we good there?
Now we go.
Now we're
There
good.
you go. There you go. You got it really.
But you also have some of your art here at Thank You Miami. So tell me about your connection and why you have so much art around.
So I want to say like when before Thank You Miami opened up, I was reached out to them, like, hey, do you want to go ahead and design some logo work for us? And, it's very organic. Like, do something that's very Miami, something five. And I've done a couple of logos around town before. So when it came time to do this, it was just such a fun project, and I did a walk. I really like this place. I like the vibe. Just even the way it's set up. If you ever come in, there's tons of artwork. Even when I got in, mind you, the artwork now is popular. I see a lot of local art that I really like, and they're like, "Do what you want." And I was like, "For real?" They're like, "Yeah." So I did their logo, and they were gracious enough to let me come in and do some of the artwork. It's just kind of a thing. And then it's funny. I started this project, and I did it a while back, and then I've done projects before. I've done various logos and things around town. It's kind of like a set it and then see where it goes. And I remember on the surface, I started show and community activity that used to be kind of like a cultural hub. And I'm like, that's always nice. And the other day, I was right here. I'm like, oh man, that's cool. I just outside. So, it was really, really cool. Yeah, right on.
I like that, man. Hey,
Yeah.
that's my logo. Out of nowhere.
Yeah, I see that all the time. I just work for Taco Tattoo, big, it's in the area where I life. So, so I just started so often. Oh, that's really cool.
I did
Oh, yeah.
that.
That's really cool. Or like
That's really good.
yeah, or I tried this because I don't. There's the humble brag thing. I'm like this. I'll sit there and I'll be out and someone will be like, "Oh, I'm here." I'm like, "Yeah, I did that." We're not being that jerk, but whatever. Yeah.
So
But yeah,
let's take us to the beginning of it. Tell me who Assad Morales is,
He's born
where
many,
you were
many years ago.
born, what ties you to Miami, your background, your nationality. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
so that's a cool question, I guess. I was born in Puerto Rico to Dominican and Lebanese parents. My father came down from Lebanon with his father. I want to say like in the late 50s, 60s. My mom's parents have been in the public for many years. Going back to Spain. And, I was born in Puerto Rico, and then we moved to New York, and then we came to Miami in the mid 80s. So I was here for like 88, and we were first in the Pinecrest area. So I got to see like when I got to Miami, Miami was a super safe town. Things would go off the air.
It was so
Oh,
clean.
Oh my gosh, no, seriously. When I will never forget
that
when
is
I
an
got
understatement.
brother. When I finally moved to West Kendall, I will never forget how 104th ended at where the Hammocks
Oh
was
my
because
God,
they were
yes.
open. So I got to go through all that period of West Kendall, and I went to high school at Miami Sunset. I went to
Sunset.
Miami Sunset, Home of the
Night.
Nights. Yeah, before the roach problem.
Anyway,
Anyway, that's another
shout
I
out
didn't
story.
even know about the road.
Oh jeez, it was so funny. I was looking up my old school and looking up in the sometimes late at night you get those,
Crime.
yeah, and
Crime
I'm
in the
looking at it.
city.
I'm like, Christ, man, I love this school.
Inspection.
Yeah. So
there's a special.
I went to Hammy, Oliver Hoover. I was when I first got down here, Canada. It was very much local. I've gotten to see Kendall go from a sleepy little town to what it is now. With we got a lot going on over there. And then a lot of my friends and people that I know from that area come out this way, come out into the city, and really like become movers and shakers. And I remember when I first got down here, the skyline was 3 buildings.
Oh
And
my
now
God.
there's when I fly out and I come back, it's like the tower. Oh, okay, this is new. I mean, the skyline stretches from the Dayland area, all the way up
All the
pretty
way.
much
Yeah, it really does.
to like Fort Lauderdale. I love it. I love it. I mean, it's been a lot. So I used to work in Blockbuster Radio. Shout out.
What?
Yeah.
The one in Kendall
Blockbuster
and
Country
137?
Walk.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah,
Yo.
137 and
Well,
152.
137 to
Hold on,
152,
hold on,
yeah.
Yeah,
hold on.
man.
You still have any memory? Did you get the Blockbuster?
Funny you should say.
Did you
Actually,
want to share?
I mean, I just may. I have to go
Alex
through
from
some of the
Thank You Miami might want it though.
I,
So,
I'm yeah, yeah. I may have to do
I asked
a
first.
little. Yeah, I'll see what I still have. I
Gotcha,
think I may
Alex.
have some video. I think rental passes or
Cards.
something. I don't know.
Oh my
Cards
God.
probably stuff
Dude,
like that.
that's so dope though.
You know what, man? I never thought that I was gonna be. It's so funny because sometimes I think about how much of a job that was, where you can just literally turn off your brain and just, like, put away the paint, or how good you had it back in the day. Like you, if you worked at a video store in that era, like the early
That
'90s,
was a cool job to have.
not only
It's like
That
that,
was
being
like
the
the
owner of a
spot.
club.
my guys,
Yeah.
you literally made or broke somebody's night. Like literally, you could be like, "Hey, we have this tape, so you and your girlfriend can watch it," or "I have it back here, but I'm not gonna give it to you because you're a jerk." Oh yeah,
Wow. You
So there
yes,
was
yes.
the
gatekeeping in
power.
Blockbuster
The
video too.
power.
I don't think. I think it was more just that gauntlet of power. We had that going on. So I worked in after that I worked in print. I worked in a print shop. That was interesting. And then from there I went into the tattoo industry. I was one of the founding artists at the shop that I came up in. I did that for about 20 years solid.
You want,
Um,
you want to go through that.
I mean,
If
yeah,
you know, you know.
I worked for I was one of the founding artists at Mark for Life. Then I went off and had the VIP room. So I had that for like about 13 years. Saw a lot of good artists come up. We had a lot of good talent at the time. It was a good time in the industry. Things were a lot different. You had to earn your stripes back then when it came to tattooing. There was a lot of the physical act of tattooing was not what it is nowadays, where it's pretty much. And much respect to all the breakthroughs in technology and all the great artists that are out there. But back then, you had to sweat it out. I mean, like, you know, the best way that I can say it is like the difference between a car that's carbureted with a stick shift as opposed to something now that's electric and automatic. So it, it definitely had its learning curve, definitely had its way of being, it had its isms, it had its level of respect. And parallel to that, I always did my art. I've been drawing since I was a little kid, and just different realms of it. And post COVID, about a year and a half ago, I separated myself from that entity and just have been focusing on my art, focusing on getting that out there, giving a little bit more into one of my passions. I love tattooing; it'll always be with me. But I started seeing the limitations, the just how things were evolving, and there some things were not necessarily to my taste. So I decided that I think in my best interest it would be great for me to move away from this point and do something new. I think I have a lot to offer, and just going further off of that, I really wanted to see my art. Um, Tattooing was a big part of my existence. I necessarily didn't leave it in the way that I wanted to, but it just opened another door to something else, and I think that's what's important. So I started just going in more to my art. I started traveling. I started visiting my roots in the Dominican Republic. I started networking. Did some stuff in LA. Did some stuff in New York. That's where I'm at. I mean, like Miami's art scene right now is so vibrant. I don't know if you guys know. As of last year, for the New York Times, we're now one of the premier art destinations in the world, which a lot of the people down here really worked hard to have that happen. So it's very blessed to be in that scene, and I just that's kind of puts me where I'm at right now, if you will.
I think that speaks a lot because when you think about it, Winwood
Yeah.
started off as just art galleries and having art walk, and it went from art
Wait,
walk
I'm there from the time when there was pretty much Soho Lounge, and that was it.
so
And
damn.
you
We
made
old
a
school
you
over
made a
here.
you made a
So
blessing.
loud.
You made a blessing, and you were like, Christ, I hope I don't get mugged and my car gets broken
Yes.
into. You went and partied, and then from there, I got to see this research. So, I'm
Mm-hmm.
there when you're. There was a local movie, Vandal. Have you guys seen it?
Or
So,
having
correct. So when
okay.
Vandal the movie came out, I remember Fred Vogel, who put me into that movie.
Rest in peace,
Rest in
Fred.
peace, Fred. Love you, Fred. Kendall classic right there. That's a CK clip. So he tells me, come out here, and I'm there, and we're shooting an aerial scene with a drone. And I cannot believe the amount of people that are out here. And then when I went to this last project, I'm like, holy cow, we've done something as Miami. And
Oh,
and
yeah.
if you saw that building that
That was
got
amazing.
mopped up, I mean, like I've seen that so many places, so much so that LA had to do their own version of it, and a lot of
And I'm not trying to say that it's a copycat game,
it
but
totally is.
although it is, but
It
I
is.
like to call it inspiration. You know
You,
what I mean? Because
look, man,
it's got a battle.
good artists know how to steal very well, and that's just the name of the game. in the tattoo world, I remember I have people be like, "Oh, this is my original." I'm like, "No, it's not, man. You took that off of Sailor Jerry Flash or Little Cherry 2
Oh
Flash. Shut
no.
up. I've been there long enough to know where you
You gotta give
literally
credit where it's due,
exactly,
right?
Facts,
man."
facts.
And that's how it is, man. I mean, like every art is a copy of a copy of a copy of a
Yeah.
copy.
And for the record, I love the project. I think it was really, really great to do that. But there were some dynamic art missing on that build.
A lot of
I
artists,
mean, but is it their fault for not
It's
being there?
not. It's
yeah.
not.
I just,
But,
I'll agree with,
but.
I'll agree with you there, but at the same time, it's just so funny because I remember when I drove through that, like, I was driving downtown way before Basel, and I look at that building, I'm like, man, that's gonna get gone up really, really quick. And then I just remember, I'm like, wow, it went like in 48 hours, everybody hit it top to
Top
bottom.
to
Yeah.
bottom.
They
And
made a statement.
oh, more than a statement. That
Woo-hoo-hoo.
was like, that basically told everybody, yo, if you're gonna leave a building like that, you better be ready. You know,
Oh yeah.
it's,
We're
Oh
coming
yeah.
for
oh yeah, yeah.
But you know what? I love that. I love that we got so much media exposure for it, and then LA did it.
Well, you know what's crazy? Like I tell everybody, I go, you do realize anybody who was in the top floors had to lug a bucket of 5-gallon pink
all the
rollers.
way up
Do
Yup.
you realize
All the way
the
up.
fortitude you have to have?
really
And
wanted to sit,
and
right?
not only that,
Telling you,
dude,
man.
ver-
That's the craziest part about
vertigo's a
all of it.
motherfucker. If you lean out too much, you
Yeah.
will fall. You know, like
There's no
it,
safety nets. There's nothing.
absolutely
This
not.
isn't. This
In a
isn't.
condemned building, by the way.
So props to all the artists. We
Yeah,
gotta give props
seriously.
there.
Yeah, yeah. That
What a
was.
loss in life, dude.
Speaking about art,
Uh huh.
let's talk about your art. What is your style? What inspires you? Tell me about what defines Assad Morales as an artist now.
It's so funny. My artwork is going through a period of transition because I spent so many years in the tattoo space where everything had to be particular, every line was accounted for. There was this certain degree of technicality.
And let
Be
me tell
clean.
you, he makes some clean.
Well, I mean, like,
That's the best way to tell anyone that knows tattoos.
you know, you,
Clean lines.
well, that was because that's the funny thing, and that's the industry now has needed because at one point clean lines, quality line work was a thing, and tattoo work has abstracted itself to the point that it's like now you have a phenomenon of artists that work in a very abstract style where it's not clean and it's very accepted, and it's a fad right now, but even the fact that it is a fad and it is creating an uproar within the industry gives it a little bit of strength. I don't necessarily agree with certain elements of it,
Mm.
but it's definitely something that is out there. So with me, I went from this, constant research, constant looking up to people, looking back in time. Tattooing is weird here, but you're looking at the future of the industry, your history, artistically, you got to look at all those angles. And mind you, 20 years ago when I started, there was no heavy internet. I mean, we were
Mm.
still
No
on
Google.
no, we were still on 2 1 and 2 2
Mm.
connection. So like you literally, if you were a tattoo artist, 9 times out of 10, on your days off, you were at Barnes and Nobles or at Books and Books, looking at books and like taking pictures or getting a piece of wax paper and transferring stuff. Yeah,
Right.
nowadays like you can hit an AI prompt and it'll give you a tattoo design and then you take it from there. So I went from that to then experimenting with different art styles and different mediums, ceramics. I did acrylic. I did watercolor. I was introduced into aerosol. One of Manny's finest, one. He's the one who taught me how to
Shout
paint.
Guns.
out
Yes,
Don.
sir.
Shout out
One
guns. What
time.
up, Gunzo?
So, I got introduced to that medium. So now my artwork is in this transitional state where I'm fluctuating from the parameters of the tattoo industry to more of the artistic side of things and exploring those mediums and, having the ability to do anything where it shows my artwork, it's something that I like to do, and keeping some of the aspects of the technical proficiency of tattooing, but also having the freedom in art because that's the whole thing, man. Art is there's the school of the Stuckism, which is more
Mhm.
solid when it comes to work, and then there's more the school of being impressionistic and is it an apple? Is it really there? That kind of thing. So there's strength to everything. So I'm doing a little bit of exploring with my art. I'm still in the realm of creating, logos, design work, type work, and stuff like that. And I think it's actually pretty cool because a lot of what I did in the tattoo industry actually gives me that kind of, that credit that a lot of the artists that don't come from that industry don't have that pleasure because once you tell somebody, if you're able to get somebody and you can convince somebody and somebody has the confidence to put something as permanent as a tattoo on you, that speaks volumes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But it's very interesting because parallel to that, and on the converse of that, sometimes even with all that, someone can come around and just have a novel concept where people are all about, and just have really good marketing, boom, there we are. But yeah, that's honestly where my artwork is right now, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Shout out Annette that said, "Holy shit, it's a song."
Yes, hey, Nets. I've known Annette since like when I first. I think I was an apprentice when I knew Annette, so you can imagine.
Well,
Yeah, yeah. That was
Been a
long.
while.
Jeez.
Been a while.
I had
been a
hair.
while.
I had a solid head of hair. Yeah, that was a good thing.
It was solid.
It was good. It was good. My
Hair
beard was
was
all
good.
black.
It was
I had a little chin strap. Mhm. But yeah, it was a thing. It was a good time.
good. So where'd the name Rabbits come? Because I
Um.
see right here you have the
Oh,
Playboy
yeah.
rabbit with the red eye,
An
like
animal.
the evil Playboy,
So that's actually
dark Playboy.
no, that's actually from the Vietnam War. That's actually a patch from the squadron. So I use a lot of the symbolism anywhere that it kind of fits, if you will. When I was a kid, you're either into one or two things. You're either a Bugs Bunny person or a Mickey Mouse person. And
Wow.
if you really think about it, 9 times out of 10, if your parents can afford to take you to Disney World, you were all about Mickey Mouse. But I grew up with a lot of Bugs Bunny and I loved it. And I wanted to do almost like I don't like using the word homage because I feel everybody uses, oh, it's a homage to this, it's straight biting and copying.
Well,
So
that's what homage means, man.
absolutely. Anytime someone tells me, oh, this is an homage, I go, nah, homie, you
Copycat.
copied. Yeah,
It's a straight bite.
yeah, you took the Monopoly guy and you're doing it your own version of it.
Good
You know.
Monopoly guy.
But anyway, so it's one of
Oh,
those
really?
things. You get there. Oh,
All of us
wide.
here.
Turn your screen sideways, everybody.
Sorry, guys.
So
You got to see everyone. That's what it is. Oh shoot!
yeah,
Good Tone Studios is in the
there you
building.
go.
Good Tone Studios, Miami, on
Absolutely.
the gram.
Right on. So it was just one of those things where I wanted my own little guy. So the original incarnation of it was actually a standing on bunny, and he had a tie, hence the Mr. Bunny. And then for a while I was right on. What's up, man?
So this is an interactive live stream. Is
Right
that
on,
Sorry,
correct?
guys.
No,
That's
it
all.
is a good one.
We gotta show love to everyone that shows up, man. Shit.
Absolutely, they showed up. So, so
So,
I started painting with a funny enough group who groups up doing a lot of really good stuff in the West Coast. And I'm like, man, I want to do something. At the time, group was silk screening his own stickers. So he would actually,
what? You want
oh yeah,
stickers?
excuse me.
You can silk screen your own stickers?
He was working. I forgot where it was, but he was material and he would like draw it and then I'm gonna expose it and then this weird vinyl. I still have one. I still have one, and I remember I had done like two or three characters, and I had done the rabbit as a running thing because the thing was at the time I was going around, like putting the rabbit up everywhere, and I was like, this is like it'd be cool if it was a way to do it quicker. So I did like running rabbit, and that design has stuck. Gosh, I want to say almost like a good decade plus, and then it morphed into pretty much the head because the head is quicker to do. So there's like 3 to 4 versions of it, if you will, and that's something that I've done for some time now, and something that I was like, all right, this is the design, this is one of those things, and then I started getting a little bit. Tattooing always teaches you to like look deeper into the phenomenon and why people do design. So every artist has like a signature design. Like, if you have an Ed Hardy design, if you have an old Cap Coleman, there's designs that are particular to an artist. So with me, I started realizing the mythology behind the movie Watership Down. The fact that rabbits were familiar with the aspect of multiplication. Notice like I'll do one, another, 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 another. So I started taking all these elements and then particular Miami vibe to it. Like everyone's like, why do you paint hot colors? And I tell them, I go, these are the colors that I see when I'm out all night from the neons that are in
Wow.
Miami as I'm going home. So some people are like, "Oh, your work is really cute and really fun." I go, "Yeah, but this is not necessarily all that it is. It's like me driving around the van at night, seeing all this stuff. So it's kind of like a bon mot, but at the same time, a little bit of both, if you will. So
Which is perfect for me. Right?
absolutely,
Because I don't know, but what's fun?
like the bundle, I would say, is almost like a something you have that's particular to yourself. You're gonna have to look up the translation, but for me, a bundle is just something that has to you, if you will, like
Okay.
a little. Yeah, exactly.
I have to ask you. I'm not gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna be like, yeah. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Mamo.
Did you see that one person in the Miami City Commission meeting where she goes, "Oh, because you know
Menage
it's a
a
menage a trois."
Yo,
Billy
what is
Corbin.
up with that?
Billy Corbin.
I
I
love
literally
him.
saw that, so I might have pulled that. I mean, like, whatever.
Yo.
Don't kill me for it, because at least I recognize
Listen,
it.
that is bananas.
That
It's a
lady sat there and
menage a
said a
trois of-
menage a trois.
What are you talking about, lady? You
And
know
we
what
talk about Billy all the time because he's the only one that's really colorful.
Billy
I'm
has
saying, man.
Billy has nuts of brass.
No,
He
man,
has nuts
We love you, Billy.
of adamantium, that guy has. Because it's,
adamantium balls.
seriously, man. Because I'll never forget it. I looked at that lady. I go, this lady literally said menage a trois. She
That's-
said that.
I didn't. I see what she's trying. I see.
No,
I
we all
kinda-
see it.
We see what she's trying to say.
Pero tremenda cagada.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh my
Yeah, that's what I
god.
comió.
Before we continue, I gotta give a shout out to people, places, things, Miami. Thank you for joining us as well.
People,
Yeah.
places, things.
That was you know, I never, it was so funny, like, I don't think I should be more civically minded and start attending these meetings, because apparently they're
Yes.
like,
Listen, it's
Yes.
an election year, so please pay attention to the people that you
Yes.
guys are putting in these
Yo,
seats.
I'm-
Okay, with your monopoly.
for shit's sake,
It's
man.
a menage a trois of an answer.
I'm wondering if you sat there at the end of that and was like, oh, did I really say that? Is
Damn.
someone's gonna notice?
Someone must have been like, "Bitch, what you thinking about?"
Has she quit? Has she quit? She's still there.
She should.
She's thinking about menage a trois.
I can't wait till that winds up somewhere as either a meme or a sticker, because I know it's gonna be one of the
It's
two,
gotta-
and it's gonna be great.
It's gonna end up as part of a Billy Corbin documentary you're gonna watch. Oh, Danny Boy!
Oh, there you go. What's up, man?
Shout
How you
out
doing?
Danny Boy
Shout
in
out
the
Danny Boy
building
in the
as
building.
well.
Right on, right on. There you go. What's going
Thank
on,
you
man?
for joining us. So good to see you.
That's what's up.
Miami is showing out
Oh,
tonight.
absolutely.
Taco Tuesday at Thank You Miami. Thank you guys for joining the live stream of 305
Well,
Radio.
I told everybody on my thing that there's free tacos tonight,
Free
Whoa.
tacos, Alex?
Whoa, listen.
$2 tacos. $2 tacos,
yeah,
five
$2.
different types.
I mean, I'm all about it. You know,
Man, but I tell you, like this whole city council meeting, it's become such a theater.
it's a circus.
It's a circus. I wouldn't want to say I want to say theater, but it's a circus.
It's
at the end of the day.
yeah.
Yo, people have come out and been like,
Yeah, because
What
they're
is
not
it?
acting.
no,
They're
it's,
not-
it's
this
people
is real
venting. They're venting. They're like, it's my turn to speak. Mira,
No,
yes,
ser-
señor.
for me, it's crazy because, like, you know, I'm like, these are people my age and they're acting up and it's hilarious
Yeah.
and civic things. I'm like, 'cause, you know, I'm used to a different world. I'm used to like the tattoo and the street world where it's like that behavior is acceptable, but like I can't even
It's
fathom.
only going to get you so far, right?
saying.
I'm the kind of person. I'm like, wait a second. I'm in the courthouse. You know what?
I gotta be hit.
I gotta behave. But these
Gotta
people
be
just
my P's and Q's
that's given.
at
And I
all.
just
They
I
don't.
cannot
They
believe it.
do not give a fuck.
Freedom of speech, right?
I guess.
Yo, but not for nothing.
Uh-huh.
I think Billy Corbin should run for office.
I do
I
too.
said it.
I will
yeah.
vote for you.
I'll
I
vote
said
for
it.
Billy. Yeah, I
Billy,
totally will.
run for office. Billy Corbin. I will vote, and I will be
Can we
the
look
biggest
into
supporter.
that? How can we appoint him?
Can we just do it? No, but
Yeah,
you
can
know,
we
should just
just
put him
appoint
on.
but
Put him on the bill.
what's funny is like I saw him at the what's your Kool-Aid house in the Grove,
you saw that?
and he has like a Kool-Aid smell ear to ear, and I'm like, oh man, this is just. I'm like, wait a second, I should have. You know what? I screwed up. I should have gotten into politics because I didn't know politics. I thought tattoo and art were gonna be fun. Politics is
Listen,
apparently where it's
politics
at,
is-
man.
Yeah, man.
Sheesh.
Politics is the home run
Yeah.
of fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Miami Pub.
Yeah.
Just to
Miami
think
is
about
fun.
it, every politician has some dirt on it.
Yeah.
There's no way
yeah.
around
Oh
it.
yeah.
And Billy Corbin and his crew keep coming up with other names for everyone.
Everybody.
Yo,
you
it's
know,
bananas.
yeah.
It's
You
so,
gotta love
it's
it.
out
If
of
you
this
haven't
world.
seen it, you
but
gotta look it up.
But I love the way there's always like not only is there the slip remark, there's the meme, and then there's like the guy dressed up in the chicken suit or the T-shirt or this or that or the other. So it's a very complete package. I'm all about it. I mean, like
Miami.
because Miami.
Vote for
was
Billy
about-
Corbin.
Listen, I'm
Billy
voting.
Corbin.
I'm just gonna
Vote
put,
Corbin.
I'm putting Corbin on the on the
You know,
ballot.
not for nothing. I think if enough people do that,
You'll get
Let's sign.
elected.
Let's do a petition.
let's
I
do a
think we need to
petition.
start a
I think
petition.
that'll be
Yo,
funny as all hell.
listen, if you're watching, who's watching on the
It started
on the
here
IG? So
first.
we got someone over here and we got
Yeah,
someone over here.
yeah,
Listen, Billy Corbin, you're gonna put him on the ballot. You're gonna have him elected for something.
yeah. It has
That's
to be
it. Doesn't matter what
something,
it is. It
something
doesn't matter.
political gadfly,
President.
something or the other.
So
But
back to a sad new
yeah.
balance.
There you
What can we expect from your new art? Where can we see you? Where
Whoa,
can we
whoa, whoa, whoa.
find you?
Although that's the sorry, Jim.
go.
You didn't finish telling us why that.
I think
Because
it was one of those things where it was just a combination of the love of Bugs Bunny, the elements of multiplication, the you know what I find, man? It's really cool what's being done with art, but I like to have something that's particularly mine. You know, in other words, like if you see mine, it's me. I came up with it. I drew it. It's gone through an evolution. I think it's going another evolution now because the more that I get into art and the more that I get away from the the aspect of, in other words, using a tattoo as a medium or marker as a medium, getting into other mediums, now it's loosening up. It's having a lot more energy. There's a little bit more of a vibrancy. So there's a lot going on there. So I think that's kind of where it's at. And man, it stuck with me. Like it's so funny. I had someone reach out from when I did work in the Blockbuster days, which is almost 30. I want to say almost like 25, 30 years at this point.
on the
Um,
video I did it into a video.
you should hold on to it and you should put that thing up on eBay,
I
man.
actually have one. The one, actually.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
You should put it on eBay. That's what I would do. But they were like, "Hey, look, you can do this for me," and I'm like, "Man, I've been drawing this since that time." So it's like going a little bit further. I was like, "Wow, man! Like this has its own life. It's taking its own thing."
Mhm.
And then you were inquiring about my patch. Like I find that there's a lot of people that they use that as a logo, an item, or just something that's a thing. So that's kind of in the direction that it's gone. I think my most two signature things are that and a palm tree that I do, which is it's got seven fronds and a little sharp point at the bottom. So those are things that like if you see them, I think that there was the parallel between graffiti and tattoo is that there's things that you want to leave things that people will definitely know you did that. And that's
Kind of like
actually
your
something
signature.
Yeah.
it gives you immortality actually because obviously there's people that have work on them me that are gonna outlive me just from age, and people that may have an art and get the sense of immortality. I mean, that's anybody. You can drive any street down Miami and be like, oh, that's this person, that's person. That's something at least to me very beautiful. Like even architecture. You go down the beach and you see examples of Morris Lapidus work. Morris Lapidus has been dead for quite some time now, and like, this guy's work is that much and keeps on going and is spoken about. So that's kind of why I went in the direction of the rabbit. If you will. My artwork is taking me a direction where I think I was very angry at tattooing when I left because I didn't exactly leave how I wanted to leave, and I'm still part of it in a weird way. I just kind of like in a parallel plane, if you will. So I in my artwork, I strictly stayed away from anything that was related to tattooing, and now I'm at a point where I kind of want to go back and explore those elements and those things that were part of my DNA and were part of my heritage is tattooing, if you will, and we will be exploring those aspects in different mediums, if you will.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've been doing also a lot of going back to the Dominican Republic and from and finding out my roots in artwork. Networking with the artists down there, getting the vibes, seeing the baby down there as opposed to what we do up here. So it's like my art is taking various forms and they're running parallel to each other, like what I do down there to what I do up here to what I do in tattoo to what I do in sculpture to what I do even in like graphic design because I find that that's in itself another form of artwork, you
Yes,
know,
that's true. Yeah.
and it really is because think about it, like like are you buying the Nikes for the swoosh just as much as for the sneak? So it's really nice to see that. So I think my art's going in that direction and having a little bit more freedom, if you will, to explore all these concepts. So that's kind of where I'm at with my art.
All right.
You
Yeah.
talk about longevity. So,
hmm
what do you hope to accomplish as far as what you hope to leave people with through your art and through this transition?
It's very interesting because as far as where I'm leaving my art, I'm trying to make, it's very funny when I started doing the Bunny Rabbit project. I would get shit faced wasted and do it in bathrooms all over the place. Do a bunch of, I mean, really, I mean, I'm not, whatever. It's been a long time, but
What
it
about
was, well, I would have people and they'd tell me like, oh my gosh, I saw this out, or like, I'd have couples that literally like, hey, we both have the same tattoo of a bunny rabbit that we did on this, and we met this way, and now we have like a family and kids, or like, you were like the beginning of a conversation in the future. So yeah, yeah, and it's so funny because for the longest time, it's not that you take it for granted in a bad way, it's just like you're so used to it. But then when you start, pulling the lens back and really identifying with that, and you're like, oh, wait, man, like, that's something. Like, this has taken a mind of its own, if you will, and I think that's where the aspect of mentality, if you will, and it's not even trying to be anything office, but it's the reality of life. It keeps going, if you will. And I think every artist, to an extent, they wish that could happen, and that's kind of where I am. I want to be remembered for my work. I want to be remembered for the things I did. Like you can do a job in your life and you just kind of like bolt in and engine, and you can be the guy driving the wheel, and it's kind of what we want with it. So yeah,
it's like you have a rabbit. I have a rabbit. Let's
absolutely.
make bunnies.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Let's make
that,
bunnies.
absolutely. Let me tell you, man. It was so funny. I was there's a very very famous rapper, Piccolo, and Piccolo, he comes into the tattoo shop with another dear friend Ghetto, and Ghetto does a lot of production. It's there. So he comes in and I'm like there and I'm like, hey, I see a tattoo, and he goes, yeah, you did that 20 years ago, and I was like, wow, dude, like to be ingrained culture of Miami into like 20 years ago than art, or have people that have art that are, movers and shakers, people part of the DNA that is Miami, that makes me super proud. That's
Oh,
like, you know, oh yeah, yeah, that was a very, art, yeah. Oh, and also, shout out and happy birthday to Teach from House of Mac.
oh,
Today's his
that's
birthday.
right.
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Teach.
birthday, Teach. You know how
Yo,
that goes.
Teach is well.
Yeah,
I need to get Teach on the show, bro,
you
because
really do.
his
He's what
his
he's
stories.
he is my first portrait ever. I did
Really,
his son, Will Teach, right here, and I'll never forget that. That was my first portrait I've ever done.
that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
That is
yeah.
awesome.
And
That's amazing.
he moved actually right 2 minutes from here. Actually, I think you can catch it right there to his new spot, which is actually really good. Are you kidding me? That Mac is like whack, dude. And then he
Yo,
has
listen, it is. I know.
so
I
this
gained
is
like
even
10 pounds.
wait, I got you one. So he started making flavored lemonades, and when he had the spot in Linwood, oh
They're so
my
good.
god! But what I
Yeah.
do, man, it's I would buy 3 bottles of water and then cut it 3 times so I have just as much because it's so
What a
good. Like,
savage,
oh yeah,
yo.
man, I would sit there and then I just remember, and he'd be like, "Yo, you're like drinking too many of those." I'm like, "Yeah, because they're really good." But no, they really are.
No,
The
the
strawberry
buffalo
one and
wings.
the mango one.
I
Huh?
like the
The buffalo wings. The wings. The
You
lemon
know,
pepper wings.
I have a problem because every time I go there, I order the same thing, which is the pizza mac, because it's literally like a pepperoni pizza.
jerk chicken mac.
Yeah, I am.
I like the jerk chicken though. Big fan.
Yes.
Oh god.
I know, but every time I go, he's like, "You're ordering the same thing." I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
Stop looking at me.
Yeah,
Just give me up.
no, but I've made the the mistake of like going there like with people to dinner, and then I eat that, and then I'm like, "Yeah, I'm done. Good night. I'm going home." Yeah, I do the homeless thing.
Oh
It's
no.
bullshit. Because it's the truth, man. It's like when you don't think you're eating a lot, but it's very dense. Like
Yeah,
you
it
get your
is.
bang for
It
your
is.
buck
It
there.
really
So
is. It's,
yeah,
I order
Shout out
delivery. Forget
South
about it.
America.
absolutely.
Yo,
Uh huh.
it's good, but
I haven't seen that. I don't think he brought that back into the new restaurant, but when he had it, that stuff was amazing.
yeah,
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
been some changes.
yeah, yeah,
yeah. And you know what? This is why we gotta bring teachers.
Bring it back.
yeah,
You gotta get your teeth. So
yeah,
the whole so we're not on IG anymore.
yeah,
We're on the whole bed.
yeah.
So Teach ended up posting some drama that happened like internally,
Yeah.
and I was like, dude,
Oh, he's no, yeah, because
like he
people.
does not. He's like,
So yeah,
and then
yeah.
and then
But no, it gets. See, the way I met Teach was at the time there was an artist named Snowpack, and Snowpack put out a diss record to Pitbull, and yeah, so Pitbull rolls up with
Well, hold on,
Teach.
hold on, hold on. Some people may not know this, but Teach ran
Absolutely. So
hit
Teach
at that time.
was Pitbull's manager at that time. So I remember at the time I was just like literally had just become a tattoo artist. I was still like in that kind of like transient stage between being an apprentice and being an artist. So all of a sudden, mind you, at the time, like the block was hot. 152 and Miller was not the best neighborhood. Like at the time, the wages things that happened, the crimes happened
People
like
laugh,
50.
but like
Yeah.
Kendall had its shit going
Oh,
on.
if you know the Quickie Mart on 152 and 88th, everybody got fucking popped there. Like that was a very normal thing. So I remember there one day and I see like mad dudes roll up, and I'm like, man, things are going down, huh? Like that was it was always. I just remember, and everyone's like, I'm like, oh man, this is real. This is going down. So I remember they went, they handled their business, and at the time they were like, hey, you know what? Like you're gonna tattoo this guy in front of your portrait. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Sounds
So
like a plan.
I'm doing it, and I did, and we became fast friends ever since. I mean, like I've seen his son be a baby in the picture, all the way to who he is now in the music industry and running the restaurant. I was blessed to be in the bathrooms of I muraled out their bathrooms of their location and had it up in the dear friend, his wife is a dear friend. I mean, I consider them family in that sense. So it was a very very like cool thing to see the evolution from a quick little like food truck to like
Yeah,
now.
man. I
And
remember the food truck.
well, let me tell you, like the food at the food truck was crazy. It come out so hot.
And you
Oh
remember
yeah, you
those
gotta
You
wait.
have
lines?
to
You had to
wait.
wait.
You could not eat it. And then I
No.
remember like burning myself like, oh, but I'm gonna eat it, but I'm gonna burn myself. I'm gonna hate myself in the morning.
And
But it
the
was so good.
lines at the
Oh yeah,
food truck
all
were
the time,
insane.
all the
No.
time,
That's
all the
why
time.
if I was in wherever I was and I
Uh huh.
saw the food truck and I was there early
Uh huh.
enough, I went in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But as soon as
It
they were like,
started.
"Yo, it's
Well,
10 o'clock,
do
it's
you
11
remember
o'clock, it's 12 o'clock, let's
when
go." No.
when he had it at Winwood? It was like 12 because there was a
Yeah,
guy at the door and he told me, no, we're to capacity,
yeah,
and literally you had to get in. So I remember my trick was either if I wanted to eat something really early and then put it in my car, or if I wanted like a soda, like get it like D&D, I'd be like literally buying lemonade. Yeah,
I was gonna say soda. By soda, do you mean lemonade?
lemonade. Yeah, yes, yeah. So I would do that, and I was actually really really good. So you know what I'm sad? I didn't get to go to Vito's place because Vito apparently had a truck where he would make
On
ribs,
Sunday.
punk, and
Oh
all that stuff. So I
man.
never, yeah,
Gumbo.
all that good stuff.
All that.
Yeah, so he had that, and I never got a chance to go because, you know, it was so funny. Tattoos in the Miami music scene at the time were sold out. So I got to see a lot of people that were up and comers who I knew was just clients to them later on. Like, tattoo this guy or you did that. And most importantly, 9 times out of 10, you got your supplies from the fleet off
Yeah,
of Northwest
yeah.
79th Street, and this is like anybody who is about it in the industry because you went to the fleet, you got your gold there, you went to
Your whole
Snappers,
fit, your nails,
Yeah.
your
Everything,
you went
everything.
you went to Snappers, and you had something to eat, or you go to Royal Castle across the street, and then you bought supplies. And Leo was out there because I think Leo had a booth out there, and that was the only places where you ran out of something and you needed it today. You went to the fleet,
Yeah, fact.
so you everybody there. You got to see all the dogs in the front, you got to see all the birds, you got to see everybody hanging out and do the thing. So it's funny how 20 years ago, like you said, I got to see. I mean, Pitbull has My Life, My Hustle, or whatever it is. Find that I did on a piece of paper, which is on its page to this day. And one of the artists at the shop did that on me. So I got to see people that I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm like, my mom's calling me, like, the guy you tattooed getting his autograph. Oh yeah, all the time.
That's
All the
not,
time.
but
Mhm.
you've been on the Miami scene for such a long time. You've
Yeah.
seen it top to bottom.
Yeah.
So many different changes.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me like your top three moments. I know you've met so many people, but tell me your top three most memorable Miami moments.
It's a lot of moments. You gotta
Gosh,
bring, you
man. I
can
mean,
only
like,
talk about three. Though. But
yeah.
you,
Or just give me one that really stands
No,
out
no, no.
right
I mean, like Miami, I do have a lot of cool. Uh,
music deputy movie.
I know.
now.
Miami movies. I mean, like, give me like what, like in the tattoo industry or just in general,
In
or
general, maybe someone you've met or just an experience that you
I
always
mean,
look
like,
back. Wow.
I think one of my most Miami movies is like, and it's happened with guys. It happened when I met Pitbull and met Figueroa. Then we got these players for the Miami for Ruben Sierra.
I know
So
that.
okay, Coño, Ruben Sierra is now a Santero. I meet all these people, and they just look so big, and I'm like, crap, I that
Like, I
guy.
know that.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that was a very Miami moment. Oh God, I can tell you one thing. One of the saddest things when they did away with like, hanging out at both.
Yeah, like,
Um,
you gotta like
You mean
I'm
hanging,
with you,
hanging or
but
driving?
doing those loser laps, bro. After a
that
while,
was
got
fun. What are you talking about? I like
bro.
that.
Yeah,
It
we
was
had a
it
blast.
was good. I
Okay,
listen in
you drove.
retrospect. Yes.
You drove into the Grove. You got two quarts at the Speedy Nintendo. All right. And you drove all the way to the Grove, and you got your one last Thursday night special brew. And you got it at the little quickie mart that was to the Grove. You user lapped it a couple of times. If
Then
you
go
had
to the
money,
beach.
You
and
had
you go to
20
you go to
and that got
you go
2020,
yes, you go to Pizza
19.
Rustica. You get that
Yes.
one slice of pizza,
Yes.
split it with four people. That was one of my, I mean,
It
one of
was
my best.
good, but man, like those laps. In retrospect, like we should have been doing it better than that.
In the
Yeah.
moment, though, I mean, we wouldn't do that now.
But you know what? Let me take that
I
back
don't think there's
because at
anything
the
left
same
to
time,
do that now.
you
That's
were
the funny
able to
thing.
open the doors and just hang out outside the
Oh,
doors and
well,
all that crazy
But that's
stuff.
I'll
the
tell you.
fun of it,
Okay,
you know?
I'll tell you
Yeah.
another Miami moment. Back when South Beach was South Beach, and I'm talking about 7, 8, 9, so September
Crazy
11th,
time.
when they used to put down they would actually put the lanes a little bit more and put the fences. Yeah, walk all up and down. This is before because before
On pump.
you could be 18 and over and get 12 to a female. I'm talking about 97, 98. So
Yeah.
everybody would drive and Washington, even over to 609 in Washington, Fifth Street, there was an old park. You park there, and you walk the beach, you go to Rustica, you go to all the places. And as you got older, friends go out, you do that at
Go
Queens
into
on
the
the beach,
clubs and everything.
Dora, Chinaville, and you just go around, friends say hi, towards first club, go to all the places. Do that back in the day. Kit Kat, Food
All those
Jet, all
after
those.
hours.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That was so
Warsaw,
The foam
Oh,
parties.
the
full party.
the best phone party was at the Grove across from Mr. Mo's. That little alley, remember? They would do the whole phone party. And I remember everybody had pink eye.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. Come on.
Like, what happened to you? Oh, you were at a phone party. Pink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then Amnesia did the phone party.
Oh, well, how about Salvation?
Salvation.
That is now that's literally an Office Depot of all things. I was like, really?
Is Pretty Lounge still there? Do we still have Pretty?
No,
Or is that
Pretty's
done?
gone.
Taken out. I remember Purdy Lounge was interesting. Like if ever a victim of global warming was,
Oh my god.
I remember going in one night. I'm like, why does this place smell like seawater? And they're like, yeah, because it's rising.
Good
You
global
know,
warming.
but that's what happened.
It
Man.
was so much fun.
This was
Yeah, it
global
was.
warming.
Good
And I remember
times, good times,
how
man.
about the two pictures? It was like two Street Fighter pixelated. It was like a Chun Li, a
Oh my
Dawson,
god.
and I just remember being so. That's when I knew I was drunk. I'm like, oh, you can actually see the picture. Time to go home, man. Time to go home.
Bro, this is so sharp.
Yeah, it's so sharp now. I need to go home. Yeah.
Time to go, bud.
So that was another good Miami.
So that's
Okay.
two. That's two.
Third Miami moment. It's now after one of the Winter Music Concerts. One or two. I forget
Mhm.
which one it was. We're at the beach. Everybody's going crazy. At the time, after party of what would have been the magic drop. So you take the magic so and mine like Bieber himself, no GPS, no nothing. So you're like on a wing and a prayer. You go to his house. It's one of the houses that Bieber and Vice Scarface, the Scarface house party. And I remember DJ Dimitri from Light literally coming up to him with Dimitri from Light and he's hanging out with us. And finally, it's like just wanted to buy drugs. And I was like, okay,
That was
okay,
cool.
that was cool. And I was like, and then the runner up for me, which is very dear, TC Islam, who passed away, he would hang out at Beat Camp when they would do the drum and bass party. I remember I would hang out with you and you're on like, yeah, that's like one of the two Asian guys, the super big guy in the music film. It was so sad seeing the after like a couple of years ago. But those, I think those are the most Miami. Not to mention, because the thing is, like, I think everything stands out because after a certain point, it just became this like, oh, well, we're um, there's a party at the eating room, or the fountain is doing this and that, and then I started working with friends of mine that have like ad agencies, marketing efforts, and stuff like that. So it was like, oh, let's go here, there. And I think one of the most like, in closing was everything everybody went crazy over is so normal. That, oh my God, I live on a Sunday. I'm living my best life. I'm like, dude, you do that
We
every
do
day.
that, yeah. Like,
Get out of here, bro. Like,
we don't even want
yeah.
to go hang out there
Oh, I'm on
anymore
the
either.
beach, or it's spring break. Oh, it's spring break. Like the
Mm,
moment
that's
it's like
every
80
day here,
degrees
bro.
plus, it's spring break every day plus. So like whatever, man. Live your best life.
But
So
this, I gotta bring it back. So what happened when Pete pulled up with Pitbull and that dude just handed you a diss record for Pitbull?
so the way it happened, and again, Vincent, actually Snowpack now Douglas, he's a very famous, got very famous reggaeton and Spanish music industry. So the whole like that era of like Miami Spanish gangster rap was like thing. It was just like a lot of people were now watching. Man, not for nothing. I used to do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because a lot of those videos, those were such a small part of a lot of people out. Because I remember it was like, hey, borrow this guy's name, borrow this guy's car, tell him to fill up
We're gonna
10 of
post
the
up
homies.
here. Yeah.
And that was the backup.
Yeah.
So I remember it was a very tense situation because it was kind of like, I think, mind you, at the time that this was, like, I don't think the fact that, that the response was like, this guy pulled up, you know? I think they like hashed it out. I wasn't on to be honest with you. I was more on the side of like at that
I'm
point
gonna
they're like,
tattoo.
no, 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 no. You want to know what it was? I'll be honest with
Parallel
you.
this drama.
It was hanging out. It was on one side of the shop, and I remember they were like, "You got to work on getting this guy a stencil up." And I just remember I was like drawing this guy's tattoos and getting very, very short responses. Like, yeah, this, that, and I was like, all right, what's going on here? And then years later, big rumble outside, but things got, evened out, which I was like, wow, this is you know?
Just don't hit his arm. Don't hit his arm. That's
No,
my word.
no,
Don't hit
no, no, no. It was so funny. I got so used to it. Like, we got to, I was like, some of the things that I would see in the tattoo industry, so normal, like, okay, I'll do this. Um, I did not come to buy razor blades, like Tylenol or prophylactic, so like maybe like 5, 6 years ago, because we'd always have a guy that would show up and like, hey, I'm selling this, I'm selling that, and I'm like, are you serious? Or like a guy would show up and be like, hey, I want to get tattooed. Like, you guys want to like trade for that? Okay. Or we would have guys that would literally every Christmas show up. At the time, people were really big like that. So these guys would show up with the fakest t-shirt. I remember I literally grabbed it. This is so non-efficient. He would get so pissed off because I really failed. But I was like, no, dude, I'm not buying that. Like, give me a better price type thing. So we'd always have guys showing up. Like I remember my first two car radios, my first flat screen monitor was like, I'm
Somebody who
like,
came into the shop.
yeah. So it was like it had its own ecosystem.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you literally could like stay your whole day there and have things come on. It was like a fall. Like,
You need cologne?
oh god, the fake cologne guys. It was so funny. We had this one guy would buy the fake cologne, buy the line because the line of the guys would say was they were like, oh, these are like samples, the same thing, but no, they don't have the right labels on them. This is what they buy, they put in the tester bottles. Hot garbage. Like after a while, it's like the security guard from Navarro's. That's what it was.
Oh
And it was like,
no.
yeah, yeah, that was kind of where it was at. So that was the teaching
Pitbull.
story. It
So
was a good time.
so would you agree that you can't? There's certain things in Miami you can never do.
Like no, Miami,
Miami's changed so much. You can't do the things you did
Miami,
at the Grove.
Miami,
Yo,
Miami's done. Take care.
Yo, shout out to Good Tone Studios, Miami for showing up, coming
Yeah.
through, hanging with the boys. Love you guys. Good seeing you. Take care. Got it. See you tomorrow.
Oh no.
Which,
I'm
by the way, they have a grand opening
You gotta
of Good
RSVP to get
Tone
there.
Studios, but you have to RSVP if any of the artists out there are interested. It's going to be on the 24th.
This Saturday.
24th. So make sure you RSVP, DM us, and we'll be happy to give you that information.
Do it. Hit me up on the DM and I'll send you the link.
Are there any positive words that you would like to leave our audience with, any advice?
positive words. Keep it moving. One day comes after the next. Miami's a very interesting place. I think football so much. We're getting a lot of flack right now because I feel like there's influx of people from Miami. Yeah. They're kind of like, oh, no, you're not. Like, this is us. Fight for that. Push them. Push it going. Keep it moving. That's nice. You know, I mean, like, that's what keeps me motivated. I mean, right now, most of the United States is like not in the best way. I mean, granted, we have our issues out here, but like, right now, we're in a very good spot.
There's a worldwide crisis, and there's no better place to be than the 305.
It really is the truth. I mean, like, just getting more challenging, but like, you got to work around the challenge. That kind of keeps it in a way where it's challenging. You know, like, what you did a couple of years ago to get by, now probably will not be the same thing. So you got to keep multiplying, adding to yourself, enriching yourself. That's the most important.
Live all the way live. With the sound and everything.
Yes, sir. So that's kind of where I would also that kind of what I would recommend to people.
What's up, man?
Yeah, absolutely,
Rob, it's been, I gotta say, this has been a great time.
absolutely.
I wish we had more. We
Do it again
definitely got to do
sometime.
this again. And being that we do this part of the show live here at Thank You Miami in Little Havana, right
Absolutely.
across the street, a beer's walk away from
A beer's
Lone
walk
Depot.
away.
No.
A beer's walk away from Lone Depot.
Known people center.
Oh yeah. Yo, that's what's up, man. I think you should. And every Tuesday, $2 talk.
$2
$2
tacos all
tacos.
day. Happy
Oh,
hour from 6 to 8 p.m. Live streaming
absolutely.
the 305 Radio and New podcast.
Oh yes. Oh yes. No,
Good times.
shoot, man. Hey, rabbits, you gotta do this thing.
How can we find
Yeah.
you on the gram if anybody wants
Well,
to get some
not only the
commission,
gram,
some art?
everywhere.
So I'm really easy to find. It's rabbit305 on Instagram, and that has all the links to get a feed projects. My commissions are actually open, so get a hold of it there.
Oh,
That's it. Guys, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you
It's been
so
fun.
much for
thanks
being
for
here
coming
with us.
through.
Thank you.
Hell
Have
yeah.
some good talk.
Let's do it.
Sounds good, all right?
Thank you to everybody who tuned in, who's listening. Make sure you guys check us out at 305 Radio all across the board.
You're everywhere, man. You see us? There.
All right.
All right, guys. Stay tuned. I'm not gonna erase it, so it's gonna be on the live part of YouTube. So just check it out. Like always, we are at Thank You Miami in Little Havana. Leave us a comment, share the video. If you hear anything weird, we want your feedback. If the audio sounds iffy, if the video got fuzzy, whatever it is, be sure to leave a comment. We're gonna check everything. Oh shit! THC. Listen, shout out to UB THC crew, keeping a lot of these games. No, this is Danny. Danny boy! Shout out to Danny boy. Thank you for coming in, bro. Shit. Everyone, I want y'all to meet Danny. What up, what up, what up? Yeah, man. So he's part of the Fuego Talk podcast that if you haven't heard, you need to listen to, which Brownie has her episode. You know? That's what it's up. OG Gringo. Yo, stay tuned. Keep following. We're at 305 Radio, everything social media. Leave a comment, share. And what's up, man? Come in. Not coming, but stick around, bro. $2 tacos, and more so, we're gonna be here for the next couple Tuesdays doing this live. Stay tuned. That's what it is.
Oh, don't get me started.
Great interview.